Afternoon, everybody. This is Jim with the Leeds Geeks, and today we got Cody, Eric, Pete, and Ryan, and our special guest today is the man himself, Mr. Erik Hatch. So, Eric, why don't you introduce yourself and give a little background on yourself, and then we're going to go into some calls on, as a rainmaker, making calls to expireds today.
All right. Hey, dudes, really cool to be here. Thanks for having me. Jimmy, I think you and I are in the same outfit today, which is exciting. Blue polos, very adorable, makes my eyes dance. It's my pleasure to lead the Erik Hatch team of Hatch Realty. We are in Fargo, North Dakota. We're in the top 40 real estate teams in the entire country. And we have grown pretty exponentially. We've been doing this team thing since 2012, so we're 6 years in at this point, and amidst a lot of failures and successes, we're just trying to have a lot of fun and do some good in the process. And so I used to make these calls. I used to do it, but I've been out of production for 3.5 years. And I'm watching what you guys do as Leeds Geeks and as our ISA team for Hatch Realty, and I'm blown away with how you've refined this game. And so I'm actually a little nervous to get in here and to try to do this because I have like the masters watching me now, and the pressure is really on. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good compare and contrast from the way I started in 2014, which was heavy scripts based and heavy push for the appointment, push for the appointment, push for the appointment. And I think it's going to be interesting to kind of compare and contrast yourself with what we're doing. So, Eric, why don't you give Cody a call? He is an expired listing that just came off the market this morning, and go from there. And then we'll take some notes after you guys are done. I will ask for feedback and go from there.
Okay, calling Cody or calling Eric?
Call Cody first.
All right, you got it. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, is this Cody?
Yes. Who is this?
Cody, this is Eric with Hatch Realty. I'm a realtor in town, and I saw that your house recently came off the market as an expired listing. I was curious if you were aware that it was expired and wondering what you're going to be doing now that your house is off the market.
I am very aware, Erik Hatch, and I'm very disappointed in the results I found in my previous engagements.
Tell me about those previous engagements. You sound like you have some frustration.
I was on the market approximately 201 days. Very, very disappointed. The gentleman that I had a previous business relationship with did not live up to nor exceed my expectations. And in fact, I feel I was given a bill of sale and I did not receive the goods.
Tell me more about that. A bill of sale, was it an overpromise and underdeliver there, Cody?
Very much so. I was promised that the home would sell relatively quickly, and as I'm sure you're now aware, it certainly did not.
What kind of impact has that had on your lifestyle and your family, knowing that you are hoping to move and you can't now?
Well, my cortisol levels are through the roof. The time is ticking, and we need to get rid of this. Yeah, I'm very, very frustrated.
Boy, I empathize with your situation there. That must be really frustrating. Cody, where were you planning on moving when your house sells?
I will be moving into Dallas.
Okay. What draws you to Dallas?
I've recently accepted a new job.
Oh, is this something you're looking forward to?
Very much so. It'll be a much larger opportunity in my industry, and a chance to build up a little bit of a celebrity following.
Oh, what industry are you in? And I want to hear about that celebrity following. That's exciting.
Well, I am a horse doctor, and as a matter of fact, I don't know if you follow equine science, but I'm kind of the bad boy of the tri-state area. So I'm a very big deal in the equine sciences, and I'll be moving down to Dallas to pursue a much larger ranch with much larger horses, servicing all across the Texas area.
What a fascinating background. How did you ever get into horses?
Well, Eric, I didn't have a lot of friends in high school, and spent a lot of time in the library, and one day it all just kind of came together for me.
Okay. Do you own horses yourself?
I do not. I primarily work on other people's horses just because I spend so much time at home, or rather at work, that I don't have a lot of time at home, and I wouldn't be able to give them the appropriate care that they deserve.
That's great. I'm fascinated with your profession. How long have you been in equine science here and a horse doctor?
Approximately 11 years.
Okay. And as you move down to Dallas, do you have a job waiting for you there?
I do. I do.
Okay. So it's going to be really important that we get you out of town here sooner rather than later.
It's absolutely critical. The time is ticking, and if I'm not able to open up my book of business, within the next, I would say, 4 to 5 months, it's very, very possible that I'll lose that job and lose that opportunity.
Cody, is it important that your house sells here before you move down to Dallas?
It is absolutely critical.
Okay. And I'd imagine that you have a number in mind that you're saying that you have to get on your house. Is that right?
Well, it's appreciated about 7.8% since I bought it several years back. So I would like to see that. I would like to see it exceed roughly $250,000.
Okay. And having not seen your house and having not spent a lot of time in it, I'm not sure I can give you a price over the phone, but it does seem like you are fairly motivated. I don't want to move past this issue though, Cody. Your last time with your previous agent had a lot of frustrations there. What is it that drove you crazy? So I make sure that when we have an opportunity to list your home, that we're making sure that we're servicing you in the best possible way.
Mm. Well, I feel that I was not given the appropriate communication that I deserved or asked for. I enjoy to be let known. I'm not trying to micromanage, but I feel that I should at least be informed post open houses, when those open houses will be had, and how they went. I never felt that, frankly, I ever got any sort of communication on that front, and that was very, very frustrating.
That's unfortunate that you had such bad communication. I actually hear that people have frustrations with realtors, and their two biggest complaints are, first, that they never look like the person on their business card, and number two is communication. And so I want to make sure that we are communicating in great lengths when we have an opportunity to list your home. Cody, is it your intention to get your house back on the market as soon as possible?
It is.
Okay. Are you searching for an agent right now? Are you committed to anybody, or would we have a chance to interview for the job?
I am not committed to an agent. I'm considering my options and possibly going for sale by owner.
Okay. Okay. I certainly understand that. Is your desire to go for sale by owner financially motivated or time-wise motivated?
I think it's time-wise motivated more than anything. Understandably, I would like the ability to have a voice on the price and what the price will be set for. I feel that our previous realtor was a little heavy-handed in that department. However, moreover, it's a lot about time for me. The clock is ticking, and we need to get this place sold.
Well, Cody, we've had experience helping a lot of people like you through situations where your listing has been on the market for, anywhere from 30 days up to the 201 days that you experienced, all the way up to years on the market. And what we intend to do is we intend to spend some time learning about your house and learning about the needs that you have so that we can best devise a plan that's customizable simply for you. Would you find some value in meeting with one of our agents to get a customized plan that'll work for you?
Perhaps. Is this a cellular phone you're calling me from, Mr. Hatch?
Absolutely, it is.
Okay. What I would like to do is I have an appointment coming up this afternoon, and I'd like to take at least 2 hours to speak to my wife and take some time to consider our options. Will you be available after 5 p.m., approximately from 5:30 to 6:15 p.m. this evening?
I can always make something work for you, Cody. Yeah, we're going to be at your call as often as possible, and we're going to make sure to overly communicate with things. How about this? I never want to intrude on your life, and I know how important your time is. Would it be of value if we put something on the calendar right now, and you can contact me if after you speak with your wife that doesn't work?
I don't think that would be appropriate. I'd like to speak to my wife first.
Okay. Tell me about your wife.
What would you like to know?
Is she intending on moving with you?
Yes.
Right. And what does she do for work here, Cody?
She works in recruiting.
Okay. Recruiting for what?
The Minskew system of schools.
That sounds great. And so I love the fact that you're relying on your spouse. I'm married as well, and I never make decisions without my wife either. Here's what I can promise you, Cody, is that when you have a chance to meet with our team, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this is right for you and we're going to make sure it's right for your wife. We believe that it's a team effort, and just as we're going to be working as a team, we know that you're going to be working as a team as well. So let's get something on the calendar here, and as we do so, we'll go ahead and plan on meeting sometime later this week.
Okay, let's put something tentatively. Can you do a Thursday at 3:30 p.m.?
Yes, sir, I sure can.
All right, and where would I be seeing you, Mr. Hatch?
All right, so this Thursday, we'll plan on meeting at my office, and the reason why we want to do that is, remember, I had said that this is a team effort. Just like you and your wife are a team, we're going to show you how our team is going to work differently than your previous realtor to make sure that we change your outcome this time around. And so I'll send over an email with all our details of where we're at, as well as a follow-up text message and a reminder the day of.
All right, let's stop there. Eric, why don't you self-reflect a little bit?
I froze up there. I don't know if
Oh, we're waiting. There he is. All right. While we wait for him, Cody, why don't you give some feedback on what you thought? You're muted, buddy. Cody, you're muted. There we go.
Cody, unmute.
God, this is just a mess today. I think the pacing of the conversation was all right. I think there's always room to go a little bit deeper. I think he really pushed on the pain point, which was good. Some of the answers did seem a little bit canned, though. Sometimes like, great, yeah, okay. You know, and I feel like people's internal meters would have been clicking off at that point, but all in all, not too bad.
Okay. What about Pete, Ryan, and Mr. Haig? And then I'll go.
I'll be honest, he did better than I hoped he would. I was kind of hoping he'd be really bad so I could lace into him. He didn't mirror and match quite as well as he could have. He could have slowed it down a little bit to be more like Cody. Figuring out timeline and stuff was good. Communication was important. Definitely a big thing that he missed, though, is why Cody thought the house didn't sell, right? So that would have given him or our people more ammunition. Could have led into the pricing issue a little bit more. Was it overpriced, or does he have something wrong with the house? So not finding out that piece of information was critical, especially with an expired, because it's either overpriced and they're just not going to do anything differently, or maybe it was the marketing issue and some other things, which would give him more bullet points to speak to when they came in and saw him. But overall, Eric, I don't know if you're on when I said it, you did much better than I hoped you would. I wanted to leave.
I missed the beginning part of that. I apologize. So I missed the compliment and only heard the criticism. Thanks, Pete.
Oh no, that's Pete's compliments is usually criticism. So. What self-feedback do you have, Eric?
So instantaneously, I knew that he was a high C, and that's my hardest person to work with. Yep. Because my eye is through the roof, and so I want to be chummy and buddy. And I even made a joke that probably fell on deaf ears, and I probably didn't need to make that. I could have delved deeper into his pain, his frustrations. I think I made some assumptions that because he is a high C, that he's so analytical on it that I just assumed that he didn't reduce price on his listing, and that's why it didn't sell. As sometimes C's can dig their heels in a little bit and try to use over logic when really the market has spoken. And sometimes people can get caught in the details with that. So I made some improper assumptions without diving in deep enough. So I would criticize myself on that. Otherwise, rarely in my time as a rainmaker did I ever make expired calls. And so this is really new. Almost everybody I would talk to were people in my sphere, people who I knew. And so this is a totally new thing for me. And I welcome any of your feedback and criticisms.
Yeah, I got quite a bit written down. Like Pete said, you did way better with this than I thought you would. Just because I started with you in 2014 when it was really script based. The couple of things I do have written down. You're asking great questions. You're saying, tell me more. What was the impact of that? Which I think is a great question. Couple of criticisms I had is he told you he had a job down in Dallas, and then you asked him about the same job. So you asked the same question twice, which you could tell he got a little bit annoyed with. What else? C's also typically don't like to talk about their family. You could probably feel it got really cold when you asked that question. And then they also, when they make up their mind to do something, if they say no, if you ask again, they're going to get even more pissed. But that's the way
what would you have done in that situation when he didn't let me close him with the assumptive ask?
I would have scheduled the time tonight to make the call. So I would have done that before. I would have gone for the assumptive ask, about 2014, 2015. But now, I mean, there's a lot of times where I might make a call at night and literally it's just, hey, did you talk to your wife? Great, 7 o'clock Thursday. Yep, let's make it work.
Okay.
So I think that was good though. Anybody else have any other feedback? Ryan or Heg?
No, you hit on all the main points.
Okay. Eric, you got time for one more call or what?
Yeah, I have 9 minutes, so we'll do the call and then you guys can chastise me with feedback.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm gonna have to give Heg a call then.
So I'm calling Eric and other external listing. Is that right?
Yep, let's do that.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, is this Eric?
Who is this? Yes, this is Eric.
Eric, hi, my name's Erik Hatch with Hatch Realty. I was browsing through our MLS this morning and I saw that your listing currently came off the market as an expired listing. I was curious if you were planning on putting this back on the market anytime soon or what your plan was with your house.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really decided yet.
What would motivate you to put your house back on the market or what would keep it off?
I don't know. I'm just not really sure right now.
Okay. Well, tell me about your plans, Eric. Where were you intending on moving when your house sold?
Probably down south a little more. Right now, we're on 123 Main and just thinking about getting down closer to like Davies area, around Davies High School.
That's great. What's the draw down to Davies in the south area of town?
I'll be moving to teach there next year. So right now, kind of up on Main, and thought maybe we could get a little closer, minimize the commute and stuff. Morning traffic's kind of a hassle.
Yeah, I understand. Fargo's certainly on the grow here. You said we. Who else is involved in the move here, Eric?
Be my wife and our daughter.
Great. Does your daughter attend Davies as well?
No, she's too young.
Okay.
So yeah, only not even 6 months yet.
Oh my gosh. How's your sleep?
Oh, good. She sleeps like a champ. But yeah, still trying to figure out schedule adjustments with the baby and everything.
I have 2 young ones as well that don't sleep very well. Any tips you can give me?
Just lots of tummy time for her and PT. So get her working out on her belly, wears her out pretty good, and she sleeps well.
That's great. Eric, what do you teach?
I'm a English teacher, Eric.
Oh, great. A specific grade?
10th and 11th, and mainly right now. So.
Okay. Well, my wife teaches down south as well. She's a first grade teacher, so I'll tell her to make sure that she's doing a good job with those kids, so that when you get them, they are molded properly. Because you guys have such an important job, Eric. I sure appreciate what you do.
Yeah, it's definitely challenging years to teach, but also very fun.
Yeah. Eric, let me ask you this about your house. What was the reason that you think your house didn't sell in the first place?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I found out I was moving to Davies last fall when the position opened up, and so we wanted to list it, but I think it was just the winter market. People aren't buying as much in the winter.
Okay, I certainly understand that. If you were able to get the price that you wanted and the timeline that worked for you, would you still want to move?
Well, yeah, we're still want to move, and I guess maybe it'll be better this summer to try it again.
Yeah. Yeah. The typical time that they say is best to put your house on the market is yesterday, because we know what happened yesterday, and today we're trying to learn from yesterday, and tomorrow, well, we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring yet. And so I know that we, if given the chance to list your home, would want to honor your timeline as best as possible. Do you have a specific timeline when it would be ideal for you to move?
Well, I don't work in the summer, so I guess if we could get like a solid offer and closing date before August, so kind of lining up another home down there. It's a little bit challenging, I guess. We're a little bit nervous about it, more so now that it did sell. So,
How's the stress been through all this, Erik?
not too bad. I mean, it's just more disappointing than anything, I think. Yeah.
What kind of impact is this having on your family with a young kid and having to have your house clean all the time, and you and your wife having to deal with moving in and out?
Not too bad, really. My wife's parents live in town, so if we have a showing or something, we can go there. Open house on a Sunday, we can just head over there, and Grandma and Grandpa get to see the baby, and they love that. It's good time with the family, but yeah, well, a little bit inconvenient, but that's just part of the process, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Erik, would it be advantageous for us to consider getting your place back on the market to try to honor the schedule that you said? It seems as though moving in the summer would be the best step for you. And if we can get you a closing before school starts in late August, it sounds like that's right for your schedule. So would it be important for you to meet with us here in the next couple of days so we can get something lined up and show you how we can represent you on listing your home?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we've talked about going with another realtor, but then would you have to take pictures again? And I'm not sure if we're set on it. We went with someone that knows my wife, I guess, that was recommended to her, and so I don't know how she will feel if I didn't really care who we went with, but I think it was important to my wife to use this realtor, so that does factor into it a little bit.
I certainly understand the web that is woven when you're trying to deal with all of this. What's important for you in the realtor that you hire this next time?
Someone that can really kind of talk us through that process of selling and then buying. We saw a lot of homes that we liked, but we didn't want to put an offer on any because it would be contingent on our home selling, and now that didn't happen. So it's a little bit rough there. We're uncertain about that. Really, I don't know. It'd be nice if we could just get like a good offer and then find something to move into and align all that without having to carry two mortgages for more than like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I understand that stress would be pretty high. So knowing that you're needing to buy and that you need to sell, we hadn't even got to talking about your buy side yet. It sounds like you haven't picked out the house that you're looking for, as you've more done some window shopping. And so, Erik, I know that our team prides ourselves on handling people just like you that have maybe had their home listed previous and it hasn't sold. And so we want to be able to turn that low point into a high point for you. In addition, lining up and helping you find the place of your dreams for you and your family down in the Davies area. And so here's what I would recommend is sitting down with our team member who specializes in servicing and communication so that we can handle all of your needs and we can at least show you what we can do so you can make the best educated decision for your family. Does that sound like a good move?
That's something I'll really have to talk over with my wife because I know she might be hesitant to talk to another realtor.
I understand.
But-
What is your current realtor said that they're going to be doing differently this time around than they did this last time to get your house sold?
Well, it'll just be the summer market, so it'll be better, I think.
Sure.
More people out there looking.
Let's pause there because Eric and I have to go pretty soon.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you do some self-reflection before we let you go, and then we'll give you all the feedback after off air.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch you guys rip me as soon as man, you were giving me nothing there, Eric. You were very, very close, and that's difficult for me. So thank you for challenging me like that. We didn't spend much time talking about the why, and I think a lot of that was time related. I know that that's an emotional thing and an exciting piece to pour into, and I didn't touch upon it at all, simply because I knew I wanted to get through this listing piece. I thought I did a good job of learning about his family a little bit and transitioning between personal and the deal. Again, it's a tough close when you're not giving me anything and you're not saying yes that first time, because I want to go as a high D and a salesperson. I want to push right away and get that close. And I know that I need to work on that. So I got to hop off, guys. Thanks for what you do. And don't beat me up too badly.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
All right. So, Haig, I'll let you give feedback since you're on the call, and then we'll brutalize Erik Hatch quickly.
Yeah, I think I was playing like the slowest S that I could muster, and I did feel pushed a little bit with his pace on the mirror and matching. I think Erik could have slowed it down a little more, and just the opening. Is this Erik as opposed to what we do is usually the Erik, question mark, and then starting with the why. Moving into, instead of what are your plans next, maybe start with that why and find out that motivation. Why were we thinking about selling in the first place? And definitely a lot to move into on the buy side there as well. So there are definitely some places to get in there, but I could tell as testing Erik's patience as a high D, and loved it.
Yeah, you did great.
I had fun with that. So, I enjoyed that opportunity.
Yeah. What about Pete, Cody, Ryan? Feedback, and then I'll go.
I mean, it's paramount, or not paramount, but it's Erik's personality, right? He said it on the last call that he never did these. He was always talking to people in his sphere. He's very high energy and salesy, which is totally fine when you're talking to your buddy about getting his house sold, but especially when you're talking to an expired, it's not worthwhile. And the reality is, if you're talking to anybody who you're not already friends with, that like if I spoke with Erik that way and he was that salesy, I wouldn't want to work with him.
Mm-hmm. What about Ryan, Cody?
I'm good. The only thing I noticed is it's already been said too, because it's his personality. He continued on with saying, "Great, that's great, that's great." In fact, I stopped counting after a while. I agree with Erik where it should have been a little bit more pulled back. The mirror match just wasn't there, but overall, it kept the conversation going. I mean, I'll give it that much.
Yeah. What about Cody? What feedback you got?
Erik, I wanted so badly for when his first question was, you thinking about putting it back on the market? I wanted so badly for you to say no, just to see what would happen. The one thing I noticed, and it kind of already been mentioned, is that the question that he should have been answering first, he didn't ask until several minutes into the conversation. That being, why do you think it didn't sell? I think he left a lot of openings there where if Erik would have wanted to shut that conversation down, he could have. And I think working with expireds, it probably would have gotten shut down in a lot of places. That's all I really got.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of great questions there, but it did feel rushed. Some of the great questions he had is, he's tell me your plans. That saved it. Tell me your plans, why you were thinking of listing in the first place. That came in, like you're saying, Cody, 2 minutes in. Why Davies? That was another good question. Why that area? You said we, so that was another good. He found out wife and daughter. I thought it was okay where he said, do you have any tips? I think you could have slowed it down a little bit. It would have actually sounded a little bit more genuine. What do you teach? Went into that a little bit. There was this really strange, like a minute statement about saying, hey, my wife teaches, I'm going to tell her to do a really good job. So when they get to you, they're going to be good kids, which I think was a high I trying to connect with someone. And it's really, really hard. And I think, I actually timed it. I think it was almost like a 30-second statement. And then it just it felt really weird. And then he did bring in, why do you think it did sell, which was good. Let's see. How's the stress been? I think maybe could have asked that a little bit, like, how has this impacted you? But he did as a 2-part, which was fine. But yeah, I think overall needed to be a little bit slower. I think he was rushing because of time. Also because he's a little bit higher I and D, which is what we actually want to see. So when you role play with us, if you're really high I, we're going to give you the S's and C's because we want you to be challenged. We want you to struggle a little bit. So yeah, give me one takeaway, each one of you guys, from today's session, and then we'll take her off and end it. So Cody, what was one takeaway you had from today?
Good questions that aren't mirror and matched properly turn into bad questions.
Great point. Erik, what about you?
I could see the kind of the scripting come through, that older style. So just throwing in those whys and going deeper and not giving back the canned answers, or kind of setting back away from the rubric of the conversation and just connecting person to person with someone. Yeah, I think that would be it.
Gotcha. Pete, what about you?
To jump on Cody's a little bit, mirroring and matching is hugely important in these calls. I would say I know Erik personally. I've known him for a long time, and he could probably get me excited in anything when I'm speaking with him person to person, and that's his personality. But when you're talking to people over the phone and they don't know you, if you are extreme one way or the other, it's going to turn them off and they're not going to talk to you. So mirroring and matching is paramount.
Good point. Ryan, what about you? Oh, Ryan's on phone. All right. Yeah, one takeaway I had from today is, we always want to be asking questions instead of making statements. And I think you saw the question side of that show in the first call, and the statement side show a little bit more in the second call. So overall, I'm going to be honest, Erik did way better today than I thought he was going to do, just because he hasn't made these type of calls in a long time. So it was really actually interesting and fun to watch. But yeah, let us know what questions you have down below. Send us a message or let us know. So hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been the Leads Geeks. Hope you have a great day.